Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Matt. So today's the first video that I've made in almost 3 years. So it's been quite a bit since I've made a video on my channel. Lots have changed. I've got a bird. I'm gay. What's next? Who knows? Heh! Maybe become a beauty guru since, all the beauty gurus they have out now are just shady as hell. But that's not why I'm here. Today we're going to talk about my green cheek conure. He's so sassy. So, we've had him for about a month now, and since we had him, it's been quite a bit of learning experiences. He's very spoiled, as you can see. He likes playing in my hair. He loves carrots and grapes, and Tintin will bite you if you look at him the wrong way, which is cool. It's cool. Anyway, so he's the first large, I would say he's the first medium-ish, I don't know, small bird that I've owned besides a parakeet. I've had, of course, cousins and aunts own macaws, and this is my first, exotic bird. I love him. He is super neat. He's super cool, super smart. He's super attentive and affectionate, and I think he pooped on my neck. Let's see. Nope, he didn't poop. Okay. So yeah, anyway, so he is my first exotic bird, and like anyone, I did my research, but when I did my research, I didn't do it enough. And I will say that at some point, and sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I did not know this. If I would have known this, then I would have refrained to have gotten, I would have not had got him as soon as I did. Now, do I regret getting him? No, I do not, because I feel like we are good for him. He's happy. He does have his times when he's just, snappy, which I feel that it's only been a month, so that's something you have to expect from a bird. They are, if they're not used to you just yet, and it's still within that first month period, you gotta realize that they will be snappy, they will be cautious, they won't come up to you, they will bite, and they will make noise. That's just something you have to prepare yourself for before you get this bird ahead of time. And he's biting my hair. Don't do that. So, like, in your head, you want to prepare, you want to make sure that you know that these birds can get sick. They are very sociable, and they need lots of attention. So, you're just doing the most. So, because of this, these birds are very dependent on you being around them. And when I say that, I say it with all honesty. Like, you cannot get this bird and just shove them in some room and expect them to be okay, because that's not how this works with them. They require a lot of attention. They require to be around you 24/7. But for someone like me, you can't do that. I can't do that because, I have a job, I got bills. He needs food, right? So, gotta get the money somehow, right? Okay, anyway, but for someone that has the free time to be around them 24 hours, that's great, because your relationship will grow stronger, faster, and the process between everything will be a lot easier and quicker than for someone that works all the time, or for someone that works or has an 8-hour job like me. So, the first time you get your bird, they recommend that you leave your bird in the cage for the whole week. That for the first week that you get them, do not touch them, do not, force them to do anything that they aren't comfortable with. Hanso is different. Hanzo freaked out the first day that we got him, and in my head, I felt that the bird was going crazy because he felt caged, that's what it was. He did not know how to handle being in a new place just yet. What's wrong? You want to get down? Want to get down? Come on. Hold on. I guess he's going to stay up there. Hold on. You okay? Ooh. He's so weird. Okay. So Hanzo freaked out, and with that you have to. Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah. See. So I opened in my head. I figured that he felt caged. So I opened up the cage door, thinking that if he feels that he has the freedom to go in and out of the cage, then he'll feel better, which worked greatly. I only recommend that if your bird is going through something like my bird did, and by that I mean, come on. He doesn't know what he wants. So I only recommend that if your bird just went through something like my bird went through. I don't know if this is the same case for anybody else. I'm the only one that I know that experienced it, which is fine. Now I do want you to realize that when you do this, you want to be cautious with the relationship with the bird, because you can turn this bird into a aggressive animal if you approach this bird too soon, which is what we were worried about. So us giving him the option to go in and out of the cage the first day, I feel was a trust factor for him, because he took it upon himself to flutter down onto the floor and come and meet us. We didn't touch him, we didn't pick him up, we just let him walk around, fed him, gave him some treats, and he liked it. He enjoyed being down there with us. And that pretty much developed our relationship from there. So every day whenever we get home, we let him out. He sits on top of his cage. He screams at us. We talk to him. And then when we lay down in the bed, he'll fly off from the cage and come and sit with us. And he'll lay on our shoulders, or he'll just sit down on our chest, or do something like that. These birds need lots of attention, which, I mean, I don't mind, because I have a lot of. You see, you're being too mean. No. And again, pretty much at this point of our relationship, he's at that stage where he's like, I can touch you, but you can't touch me, which is fine. Eventually, he'll get to the point where he'll allow me to pet him and hold him. Yeah, it's kind of funny how things are playing out now. But as far as like picking him up and getting him into his cage, it's fine. He doesn't mind being on my finger. If I put my finger directly underneath him, giving him the choice to get on my finger, he will. But as far as stepping up, he does not know that just yet. Pretty much, you have to prepare yourself for whenever these birds bite. There are a few key warnings to whenever they're going to bite, and that's whenever they put their beak directly on, or they open their mouth. You just got to prepare for it. They can be very aggressive the first week that you get them. That's, with any bird. Hey, can you stop? And that's just, like I said, that's something you got to prepare yourself for. When he bit me the first time, it was shocking. 'Cause, it hurt. And with that, there's a few steps that you can take to help prevent them from biting. And like I said, that's making sure that you don't approach them too fast, making sure that they're okay with you and that you're not moving too fast for them, or you don't make them feel scared. It's a defense mechanism, and they will bite. Now, if they're just biting just to bite, then there are obviously ways that you can do them. I've heard that you can spray them with a little mist, letting them know that every time they bite you, it's not okay. So you just spritz them with the mist lightly, not, and have them go and fly off your shoulder, that's abuse. But in my case, whenever he goes to bite me, or he does bite me, I'll take him and I'll put him back in his cage, and then I'll cover him up. This is basically me saying, hey, I don't find it okay with you biting me, and every time you bite me, you will go back up, and you will lose your privilege to be out. And so far, that's worked, and it's been almost 4 or 5 days since he's bit me. So, for the most part, he's still quirky and very sassy. He doesn't like to be touched, as you've seen. If I go to poke him, he'll like he doesn't like it, which is fine. As far as keeping the cage clean, you want to make sure that you clean their cage out every day. You want to make sure you clean their food bowl and their water bowl and their bath dish every day. You don't have to put the bird's bath inside the cage. You can, but if you do, you want to be mindful that things happen inside the cage. They poop in their water bowl, they poop in their food bowl, they poop in their bath bowl, they poop everywhere. So you gotta be mindful that you gotta clean this constantly, because they can get sick. They are very sensitive birds, and you want to make sure that you're helping them out the best way you can. So to help them out, clean their shit up, please. If you can't do that, then you don't need the bird. Simple. Other than that, if you're worried about using any disinfectants, you can use bleach and Clorox. Just be very cautious. I would say you can use like the littlest drop of Clorox. It will help with cleaning their bowls. I've read somewhere that plastic bowls can harbor mold faster, and that could be a health risk for them. Although I still have plastic bowls, I haven't necessarily gotten around to getting him stainless steel just yet, but his bath bowl and his food bowl are both stainless steel, so it's just a water bowl. I am cautious and make sure that I check for mildew or mold in all the cage, and the area itself, just to make sure that I don't get him sick. I don't want him to sick, and with the proper care, these birds can live up to 30 years. So you can imagine me being 21, 30 years from now, I'd be in my 50s, and this bird will still be squawking at me. So it's pretty cool, and you get pretty excited, thinking like maybe I'll have children and this and that, but you never know. So given the proper tips and proper care, these birds can live and last for endless years, and that's just something to be mindful for. If you're not prepared for the amount of attention, care, and I will say stress that these birds give, then you should not get this bird. If you go into the pet store and you see this bird, don't get it because you want it. Get it because you want to have a relationship with this bird. These birds require genuine relationships and time, and that's just something that you have to research on. Now they do talk. He hasn't talked yet, which I feel like the first word he's going to hear is the name of the radio station that we leave on for him whenever we go to work. And then it's pretty neat how they just learn. They pay attention to every move you make. They listen to every word you talk, and they're just constantly observing you and everything around them. So you want to make sure that that these birds feel safe and comfortable around you. And as far as anything else, these birds are pretty codependent. They can do pretty much what their instincts tell them to do, but they do need your help. I recently just bought a nesting kit for him. I don't think he will nest. He hasn't shown any signs of it, but he still is a baby. He still hasn't reached his full height yet, which is fine. One day I will go in and show everybody how I clean his food bowl, his cage, and his water bowl. I will periodically go through and show the steps and how things are going with him if people want. Hopefully this video gave you some information, although it really didn't have much information in it. It was basically just like a prep or like just a video. So I'm just sharing you with I'm sharing you my experiences. So just a quick redo of what I was just talking about. So if you're gonna get this bird, just to get the bird, don't do it. It's not gonna be okay. When you get the bird, you're supposed to keep the bird in its cage for 1 week. Do not touch the bird besides putting your hand to get the food bowl, to clean out the food bowl and the water dish. You're supposed to do this daily, every single day. You want to make sure that every time you clean out his food bowl and water dish that you're cleaning the bowl with sterile hot water. I know with plastic it can be a bit of an issue, but if you're cleaning with Clorox, you don't necessarily have to use hot water. If you're using Clorox, make sure you use a little, the slightest bit of Clorox. Make sure you wash it out well. We don't want to get the bird sick, and yeah. With the proper care and tip and health, these birds can live up to 20 to 30 years. They are very vocal. At night, they recommend that you don't put the bird in your room, because if they do know that you're there, they will scream for your attention. That's just what they do if they know you're around. Now, if you have your bird in a separate room, it's different. I can't vouch for that since we keep ours in our room. Not everybody I don't recommend anybody put their bird in the room, for the fact that these birds will keep you up for about 45 minutes. At least that's what Hanzo does, and he's done that every single day for the past 3 weeks, which is, we're beginning to learn him, and we're understanding that this is just who he is. Now, they did say that it will take up to 6 months for him to fully get comfortable with his environment, and that's fine too. Maybe there's tips and tricks that I haven't learned to help him go through this quicker. But other than that, so I'd say real quick that the major key factors in any relationship with your bird is to let them do things at their own pace. Don't force them to do anything. Don't make a move too fast. And if they bite, you need to figure out a way that best fits you and your bird about discipline and obedience. And that's just with anybody and any pet. So again, I hope this video was somewhat, it gave somewhat, I can't talk, Lord. I hope this video gave someone some information. And if it did, please let me know. If not, then I'm sorry. I'm just talking to talk. But again, I hope this video did do something for someone. And if you're looking to get a new bird, hopefully this will prepare you. Again, this is my experience. My experience versus your experience will not be the same experience. These are just some of the things that I've gone through and I've learned. So if you would like to know more about me and Hanzo, just let me know, and I'll make another video. So yeah, bye y'all. Y'all have a great day, and see y'all soon.